John in Leicester. Hello.
Hi, Sheila. Thanks for taking the call. You posed a question or asked earlier, what does Farage offer to you? And for me, it's hope. It really is hope. I believe Nigel Farage completely reads the political room like no one else. And
on every issue?
Pretty much. There's not much that he says that I can say, well, I couldn't agree with.
But do you know what he thinks about the country's education system?
I know he's critical of Labour's, plan the private schools and the.
No, but it was. But I mean his plan, because I think the reason I ask it is, he has hobby horse subjects, doesn't he, as a politician? And I wonder whether that's problematic for some people, that they actually want somebody to step back from their hobby horse and say, well, look, if I'm asking you for my vote, it's going to be so that all of your issues in your family are on my mind, not just immigration. You know what I mean?
Very fair point. Yeah. And do the Conservatives ever ask themselves a question though? Why are we just leaking such massive amount of voters to reform? What is the issue?
I'm sure they do ask that question.
I do believe, Sheila, that the key to solving this immigration situation is we need to leave that EHCR. Okay. Now, when that was brought in, it was just after the Second World War. And it's completely not fit for purpose now. I was talking to two lads the other day in an Ibis hotel, and they were persecuted. They lost their father, fled from Eritrea. Their dad got dragged out. He was a church pastor, dragged out the church. They'd never seen him again, and they fled to this country for genuine asylum, and we should welcome them with open arms. That's what it should be about. We should never.
That's what it is about.
My own family we're persecuted French Huguenots from the 17th century. We landed on these shores, and thank goodness that we this country was there in such times. But we have to. The elephant in the room is that most and a lot of these young men coming over, they are just young men that just want a chance, a cracking life.
Hang on. What's your evidence for that, though? Because your Huguenot descendants were young men as well, some of them, when they came over. What's wrong with young men?
They were families. There were families that were being persecuted and driven away because of their faith, as the Reformation and everything was cracking.
Yeah, but they didn't all come as families. Same way with Irish emigration, that some of it was families and a lot of it was individual young people, men and women.
But Sheila, when you look at the boats coming in, I mean, let's be honest, they're just there are a lot of young men under 30, and you seldom see a lady or any children amongst them. I mean, that is the reality.
Well, you do, but I take your point. But I also think that neither you nor I can say who those people are and what they are facing in the countries that they are leaving. I mean, I don't know how much you've ever read or seen reports of what's happening to young boys in some parts of Africa being abducted into armies. And by the time they're 15, 16, 17, they are almost hollowed out as human beings because they've been forced to be child soldiers. Some of them could be on those boats, and you see them, and you see a strong, fit 22-year-old young man and think, well, he's not a refugee. He might be.
Absolutely. Equally, though, Sheila, when you see young men coming from Albania just wanting a political.
That's been sorted. Yeah, that's been sorted.
It's been, but there has just been too many, and tragically, there are people like you say that should have genuine asylum, claims that possibly are not getting there because
the system is
jumping the queue.
Well, that's not because of jumping the queue. It's because the system that's supposed to do the sorting out and the organising and the finding out is broken. That's why there's this backlog of cases, is because it's broken. John, I'm not saying that everybody who comes across is a sainted refugee, because I don't know. Sure. I can't say that. And you can't say it's opposite either. But
absolutely, totally good.
But the European Convention, the European Convention on Human Rights, it has not changed from the laudable thing you said it was for. It has not changed. What has changed?
The problem is, Yeah.
What has changed is the movements of people and how we handle them, and we have to handle them, and it's not going to go away.
But what has changed as well, Sheila, just to counter, is that we have got razor sharp legal people, lawyers that are just switched on to every. Just say that you're gay, just say you've become a Christian,
how do you know?
And because it's just been proven. There's been cases where, undercover people have gone in and caught lawyers out. All you need to say is this, and this.
And therefore every lawyer representing a migrant is dodgy.
No,
is
not everyone, not at all. But there are too many loopholes, and there's too many of the legal people, in my opinion, know how to play the system. And that's why those planes will never take off.
Well, let's say we get rid of let's say that Nigel Farage somehow achieves... the removal of the ECHR, the European Convention on Human Rights. Let's say that happens. What does the system look like then when people still move from all parts of the world to try to come here? What does it look like then? What do we do then?
Well, I just believe then that the legal system will have a better chance of wheedling out the
why would it be
really
better?
Shouldn't be here.
But why would it be better? You still have, let's say, you still have people coming in boats. You still have people secreting themselves in lorries. You still have to work out which of these are migrants whom we must help and which of these are people who are, to use your words, jumping the queue. What does removal of the ECHR do to make it better?
I just believe the genuine, the lawyers will just...
What will they do? What will the lawyers just do? Abandon the people that they currently support?
Well, they're just not going to have the armour in their defence to say, look, that these people are just
we protect
converted to this. Or
so you'd be happy. I'm not arguing against you. I'm just testing what you're saying. What you're describing, I think, is that in your scenario, in your mind, the lawyers would have less room to defend.
I believe so.
Right.
Because we've got
so as a descendant of Huguenot refugees, you're happy with that, are you?
Well, I can see what where you're coming from, and I can see, well, would my family have been?
Because it won't just be the illegal arrivals, which may be on those boats. It won't just be them who have less protection. It will be everyone who has less protection. So are you prepared for that? Like the little girl who was killed in the boat a few weeks ago. You prepared for families, mum, dad, 3 kids like them to have less protection?
I think no. I just we're in a horrendous situation, and the traffickers care nothing about.
Absolutely. And John,
sadly, tragically, there will be loss of life.
John,
such practices are going on.
I don't doubt that you feel for the families that you're describing. I don't doubt it. I really don't. But magical thinking, like remove the ECHR and it will be better and it will be easier, is just that. It's magical thinking, and that's what I mean. What's what I meant half an hour ago, and I was saying we need to have a much more detailed and mature discussion about what all of these things mean to us and to other human beings.